Hi guys, welcome back to this Dan K Reviews. I'm having a look at my pet Caique. So this is a parrot that's pretty much endemic in the Amazon River. Its domestication goes to about all the way back to 1890s in Brazil. Their popularity as a household pet in Western nations has only sort of rose to prominence in the last 50 years. So it's no surprise that you probably haven't heard of it. Caiques, they're very intelligent, but they're not very good at human speech. So if you're thinking about a parrot that can actually have good vocal cord range, then this is not really the parrot for you. That can be a plus side. Caiques are very quiet as a parrot, in my experience. I mean, they can be loud, but they're generally on the quiet side of things. We have ours in an apartment and certainly haven't had any complaints. It's far from a beginner's parrot, and it's definitely a significant investment in your time as well. They've got a very, very dominating personality. So one of the big things, if you are to buy this parrot, is that you have to dominate the bird. If it ever goes wrong, if it ever nips you a bit, we just grab her beak until she realizes that she's done something wrong. And they're very, very intelligent, as I said. We've pretty much trained ours to a T, and it's become a very lovely companion. The great thing about the Caique is, as I mentioned, very, very intelligent, about the intelligence of a small child. We've toilet trained ours. We read on the net that you could toilet train them, and one of the first things we did was got ours basically toilet trained. And it took about 15 minutes to teach her to be toilet trained, and it saved us a lot of mess. So it's really good in that regard. And yeah, we've got other tricks. I mean, we teach her how to roll over on command, which is pretty useless. But there's more useful ones, like we basically tap our finger twice and she comes to us. So you can teach them a whole bunch of stuff. They're very, very smart. They pretty much eat any fruit or veggie. There's a long list of expectations, but you'll be sure to do your research before you buy one. We got ours about 3 years ago, so you're seeing very old footage of her at about 6 months, and you can tell she's been hand-reared and hand-raised from birth, so physically separated from her mother as a pet parrot, and only raised by hand, fed by hand. It makes a massive difference, and within the first sort of year, that's the critical point that you need to stamp out all those negative behaviors and allow the bird to develop its own unique personality. So we clip our bird's wings. We used to let it fly around, but it's more of a personal choice now, because we feel the ability to take her out anywhere that we go is more important to her social development as a pet. And she's really only in the cage for a few hours a day when we're not at home. So they need a lot of mental stimulation as a pet, almost as much as you'd give like a pet dog, or even more. They develop socially, but they're really, really a family parrot. So you either start with 2 of these parrots at birth, or you just have one for life. Many have tried to introduce a second Caique a few years down the track, but it never really goes very well, I suppose. There's been a lot of disaster stories, and yeah. So if you are deciding to, I've only kind of scratched the surface, as it's a very complex bird. I've only really scratched the surface. If you are deciding to buy one, or you want to know something more, probably the person to talk to is Ian Adcock. He breeds them. He's the breeder we got Kitty from Ian, and he's just a lovely old guy who cares about sort of raising parrots, and he doesn't even know how to use his email properly and stuff like that. But if you give him a call, he'll definitely sit down and talk with you about Caiques and what you need to know, and pretty much everything. So a Caique can range. In cost, a Caique can range between $1,000 and $2,500, depending on the physical condition of the bird, the sex of the bird, the coloration, the overall health as well. And if you are keen and you want to learn more, do head to our Facebook, which is in the video description below. And yeah, it's been Dan K. If you like this video, like the video up, or subscribe to It's Dan K Reviews. It's definitely a different video to what we're usually making, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.